In this video, we are going to be ranking every single one of the previous 10 Super Bowls on a tier list. So if you guys are new here, consider subscribing, drop a like, and let's get right into the video. Yes, like I said, we are going to be ranking every single Super Bowl from 50 all the way up to 59. And we're going to be putting them on a tier of like legendary. If it's like a classic, you can go back and watch it. A great, good, a meh tier, and then garbage. But the first one we have to start off with is Super Bowl 50 between the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. I think this is a great starter because we're going to put it right here in the good category, and here's my reason why. Now, was it the flashiest game? I don't think it was the flashiest game. Keep in mind, it was Peyton Manning's final game. Like, he rode off into the sunset with this one. This was prime Cam Newton's Superman era. Both defenses this year were excellent, especially the Denver Broncos in the no-fly zone. Now, listen, the ending score ended up being 24-10, but it was a lot closer than that. I don't think this is necessarily a game where you're seeing a lot of fireworks. However, if you like fun defenses to watch, you have your fair share of interceptions, fumbles. Now, do I think that you're blown away by the Super Bowl? No, but it's a solid one. Now we have Super Bowl 51, and this one you all may remember, 28-3. Yes, it was that Super Bowl. We're gonna put it in the legendary tier, obviously. Now, if you were going off like the first 2.5 quarters, you could probably put it in the garbage tier, but dude, that's why there's 4 quarters in football. The New England Patriots make the comeback on the Atlanta Falcons, ended up beating them in overtime with a James White touchdown, but there's so many iconic plays in this Super Bowl. Like I just said, we have the James White touchdown, we have the Julio Jones catch, then you have the Julian Edelman catch where I don't even know how he was able to make that. Just not too much to say, it's just an all-time classic. Right here we have Super Bowl 52, and if you guys do remember, it was the New England Patriots yet again taking on the Nick Foles led Eagles, which this is kind of crazy, but back-to-back legendary Super Bowls. I mean, we got spoiled back then, bro. Just like the Patriots and the Falcons the year before, we had so many legendary plays, such as, you know, you have Philly. I think it was Brandon Graham or Derek Barnett who forced that fumble at the end of the game on Tom Brady. Dude, Alshon Jeffrey was going crazy in this game, and so was James White, the Super Bowl winner or the Super Bowl hero from the year before. But yeah, bro, things are looking up. We have 1 good Super Bowl, 2 legendary Super Bowls, and then we go to Super Bowl 53, where we would have the New England Patriots 3 years in a row face off against the LA Rams. And the ending score was 13-3. Unless you like watching just defensive football, dude, the game wasn't for you. I'm gonna put it in the garbage tier. Like, I like defensive football. I thought it was cool in Super Bowl 50, but Super Bowl 53, dude, it's not my cup of tea in that one. Only 3 points from the Rams. We didn't even get a touchdown from them. We only got 1 touchdown in that entire Super Bowl. Not too much to say. It was just a garbage Super Bowl. But Super Bowl 54 was kind of the opposite. This time we had Patrick Mahomes making his debut in the Super Bowl against the Jimmy Garoppolo-led 49ers. Now, I'm gonna have to put this in the great tier. I wouldn't put it in the legendary. It's a great game to go back and watch. You have that one moment from this game where Mahomes throws an interception, and then I think the 49ers team goes and they celebrate up by 10. But after that, Mahomes and the guys end up making a comeback. But what if Jimmy Garoppolo was able to make that throw? Okay, let me let you guys think about that one. What could have been? Maybe it's the 49ers winning that Super Bowl, but Patrick Mahomes ends up getting his first ring. I think it's a great Super Bowl all around, and I gotta put it in the great tier. Then we have the Chiefs again in Super Bowl number 55. This time he's taking on the Tom Brady led Buccaneers, and we all watched that game. It was pretty much a beating, 31-9. Tampa Bay ended up winning, but Tampa Bay, dude, that entire playoff run, super fun team. Brady wins another ring, and this time he's in a Tampa Bay Buccaneers uniform. Now, I wouldn't put this on garbage. It wasn't that great of a watch, but I just put it in the meh, because we at least got a couple of touchdowns from the Buccaneers, nothing from Kansas City, but you at least got some of that. You got some cool plays. You got the Mahomes just diving around trying to make things happen. It wasn't just absolute garbage. Oh boy, bro. Super Bowl 56. I'm a Bengals fan. Bengals versus the Rams. That playoff run was so fun to watch. I can't even lie to you guys. But ultimately, the Bengals would lose in a pretty good game, I would say, 23-20. We had some cool plays, some cool moments, but I think the most memorable part about this Super Bowl was the Aaron Donald ring me finger. So I think, you know, taking out bias and everything, if I'm gonna have to rank this, I would put it in the good tier. I don't think there was like too many like super crazy moments. I mean, you got the T. Higgins deep ball, the Joe Mixon to T. Higgins. Odell was going crazy in this one before he tragically got injured. All around, it's a solid, good Super Bowl. You know, sucks to see the Bengals, they don't win it, but it is what it is. Super Bowl 57 is up, and we have the Kansas City Chiefs back in action versus the Philadelphia Eagles. And yo, I would be lying if I just didn't put this game in the legendary tier, dude. This game is such a good watch. You can go back, it's an all-time classic. You have so many moments. The Nick Bolton just scoop recovery. I kind of didn't like the way that it ended. Just felt like in a Super Bowl, I don't know. The James Bradbury, was it really a hold? I say play on. But dude, there was everything that you could have wanted. Defensive plays, offensive plays, high scoring, just in it to the last moment. I just got to put it in the legendary tier just for that. Now we have the Chiefs and 49ers yet again, this time in Super Bowl 58. I think that this one is another great Super Bowl from this team. Obviously, this 49ers team is a little bit different than the one that they played previously. They had new additions like Brock Purdy, CMC. You know, even though I didn't like both of these teams in the Super Bowl, I can't lie, they gave us a good game. I don't think it's quite the legendary tier, but it's a very solid game. Plus, you get a walk-off finish in overtime. I don't think that's ever wrong for a Super Bowl. And lastly, to finish up this video, we have the Eagles yet again taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in this last year's Super Bowl. Now, the ending score was 40-22, dude. Okay, it didn't always look like that. You know, Kansas City scored a little bit at the end, but basically this game was mainly dominated by the Eagles from the start. However, we got a lot of cool plays. I mean, the Cooper DeJean interception pick six was awesome. That Eagles defense was running after it. We also got a couple touchdowns from the Chiefs, but you know, all around, I wouldn't put it in the garbage. Even though it wasn't that great of a Super Bowl that we had, I'd put it in meh. And for that reason, it's just because, you know, there's a lot of scoring. There's at least stuff happened. And I just think that, you know, the Rams and the Patriots Super Bowl was just so boring. The only thing that happened was like one touchdown, Rob Gronkowski. But the other ones that are in the meh tier, like this last previous Super Bowl, at least there was some scoring. And it just wasn't completely just boring. But yeah, that's gonna end up doing it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let me know, what would you guys rank the last 10 Super Bowls? Anything that you would change in this video? However, if you guys do enjoy this type of content, then go check out my last video where I ranked every single NFL starting quarterback. Now let's give a shout out to the members. Yeet.